It is, absolutely. Some counselors say that they're worried about the shelters coming into an area being close to daycares. However, one of them actually offered up other areas in the ward that would be better suited. However, this is not up for a public debate. That's according to some city councilors, saying that where a shelter is, you can't say that also kids are in the same area. We all have to live together. And so the city has a big problem, and that is our shelter system is completely collapsed. We saw refugees coming here to this country and then sleeping on the street. And there are so many people that are in need of shelters, and especially in the last few years since the pandemic, that number has skyrocketed, doubled in the last 3-4 years, coming up to 15,000 plus people needing these shelters. So the city has a little bit more of a solution. They have 6 shelters planned for 2030. And what was being discussed today is the zoning of these shelters, for example, the height of these buildings that they're going to build. And this is all in an effort to dismantle the hotel shelters where hundreds and hundreds of people live in the same area, to basically move them into these shorter buildings and have them be better managed. Here's more from some city councilors.
If people aren't sheltered, they're in our parks, they're sleeping in our subways, they're on our streets. That's not good for those individuals, it's not good for our communities. So I actually think that, if you're going to come and complain, you've got to come with solutions as well. What's not acceptable is that there are fellow Torontonians who currently are sleeping on our streets. They're in our parks, they're on our subways. They need help, they need care, they need a path forward in their lives.
City Council has actually done the policy work to make it easier and fairer for people who don't have homes to find a roof through a shelter. We've already done that work. The thing that council can't police is that if some members of council want to dog whistle and rage farm and try to frighten people into, signing their petition so they can use their name politically. It's not a matter of council having failed. It's that some members of council are trying to play with technicalities so that they can build their own profile and by making people angry.
And so this is not just it for the city shelter solution. They're actually going to build 14 more, in addition to the 6 that we said by 2030, 14 more by 2033, having an additional 300 beds in total in the shelter system. So hopefully that will relieve what's going on right now. As for some other topics today, some other motions that were passed, one of them is a cafe TO motion where 2 complaints, for example, from neighbors can't shut down a whole cafe TO. They won't be able to get the permit. It would have to be a larger number of people. And the other motion that passed that was also interesting was Bluffers Park, revitalization of that area. Back to you.
All right, Arda Zakarian inside City Council chambers. Thanks so much, Arda. The mayor speaking there, as you can see in our live